Yeah, up top.
You ever get disheartened?
Do I ever get disheartened? I'm dead inside, so that helps. A general deadening. Yeah, I mean, I get bummed out. I expect a lot from this country. I want us to live up to those ideals that they taught me when I was 14 and 15. And it seems day in and day out that those are few and far between. We're farther away from those than I think we've been in quite some time. That being said, like, I do find hope in going out into the field. I talk to people. I like this special. The last couple weeks I've been out and about. I've been talking to kids, 18 or 19-year-olds. And to be totally honest, I thought going to talk to kids who are 18 and 19 who are in like the MAGA sphere at these UFC events and what have you, I thought that most of the people I would talk to would be diehard far right. There'd be an element of cruelty. They'd be celebrating what's happening with the deportations. Like, what you're seeing at the highest level to me is inherently cruel and inherently anti-American. And I thought that would be reflected in the youth of America. But when I talked to these kids, it wasn't. I was taken back by how kind and thoughtful they were. They were right-wing. They like Donald Trump for the reasons a lot of people like Donald Trump. He gives them an identity. He seems tough. But when I pushed them on stuff, what they cared about was the image and the attention around Donald Trump. They really weren't attracted to the crueler elements. And in fact, when we would go to these campuses, they were reaching out to people in that sphere, the Charlie Kirks, the older people who would come into those spaces and preach the cruelty of MAGA. They were open. And sadly, there was no left-leaning people who were in those spaces to speak to them. But they were kind minds. They were me when I was that age. I think of myself in college. I was listening to Christopher Hitchens. I wasn't left or right. I was contrarian, looking for a tribe. And I see that. And so when you ask if I'm disheartened, day in and day out. But every time I can go out and touch grass, touch kids, respectably, and connect with them, like, you realize the politics that we see on the news, the politics and the hyperbole we hear on Twitter or TikTok, like, that is a warped perspective of the actual conversations that are happening out there. And not that there isn't cruelty that exists, it is there, but it is implanted on people who are looking for better things. So I just hope we can get to some of those people, and some of those better intentions can find their way into the conversation.